Hey Sagittarius, happy July 2017. This is Dark Dove Tarot. Hope everybody's doing fantastic. As you know, I always pre-shuffle, but I like to add a little more energy before we get started. My reads now are about singles and anybody possibly looking to reconcile. I've taken couples out of the loop because most of the people who've contacted me directly, messaged me, asked for private readings, etc., are single or are wondering what their exes are up to. So if that bothers anybody, let me know. But so far I haven't gotten any complaints, so hopefully we're good. As you know, I move pretty fast. I have a lot I want to get out, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. Please check your sun, moon, and rising, as sometimes those can resonate with you as well. If you'd like to comment, subscribe, like, private readings, donation information, all of that is below and is appreciated. Again, I hope everybody's doing fantastic, Sagittarius. Just to preface, you may hear some fireworks in the background because it is the weekend of the 4th of July in the US, and they have been going off all weekend. So usually baseball games or the neighborhood kids are shooting them off. So if you hear that, I apologize. Just bear with me. Hopefully I'm talking loud enough so you can hear me anyways. All right, so let's get started. So we always start with the card coming into the month, your current position, what you're going through, and you have the Empress. So I like that card to come into the month. That's actually a beautiful card. This is about Mother Nature, about nurturing, about being sensuous, creative. So for anybody who's single, I feel like, well, first off, this immediately comes to mind that maybe some of you have kids out of school because it's the summer, and therefore you're being more maternal, or not that you aren't maternal, but you have your kids more. So you're, mothering throughout the day when maybe your kids would be at school. Or for some of you, it may be that you're getting to go on a vacation with your kids or something like that. So for any single parents, this is a happy card that you're getting to spend that extra time with your children. But this also tells me that you're feeling sensuous, you're feeling good, you're feeling nurturing. So I feel like for some of you Sagittarius, I call my sister Sag because she's a Sagittarius. So sorry if I say that sometimes. For some of you, I feel like maybe you've met somebody, or maybe you've met a few people. So you're not committed, you're still single, but you're thinking about making that commitment, or you're thinking about reaching out. And I also feel like for some of you, they have kids, and maybe you have kids, and maybe you've met their kids, or you're going to meet their kids, because the nurturing and mothering is coming out pretty strong. And so maybe the person who's interested in you is viewing you as somebody who, would be potentially good for them because you're good with their kids. So there's something definitely coming out for kind of a fruitful, happy family type situation. So I really think some of you may have met somebody. If you haven't, I think you will be very soon. And it's going to be somebody who brings out your passions and your creativity, and somebody who also makes you feel sexy. So even though you are the mom and you play the motherly role and, all of that, this person allows you to be beautiful and sexy and makes you feel that way as well. So that's pretty important, because mother first, right? And then you still want to be able to feel, awesome about yourself and sexy and whatnot. So the next card you have, I didn't want to skip out on anybody looking to reconcile. This tells me right off the bat, kind of like it did for singles, that maybe you're focusing on your kids more than you are your ex. It also feels like maybe it's your turn right now, and maybe you're seeing your ex a little more because you're doing kid drop-offs, or your ex may not be the father of your children, but whatever it is, it definitely feels like this is your time also to spend with your kids, and you're feeling kind of a little randy as well. So I'm not sure yet if it's, if those feelings are because of your ex, or maybe you're just missing your ex and you're remembering their touch, or remembering, being intimate with them, or the physical relationship you had, because this is definitely, feeling very, sensual. So the next card you have is any feelings internal that often help or hinder your coming into the month. And you have the Nine of Swords, and right off the bat, it's not a very happy card. This is about depression, introversion. This is about fear. This is about worry. So this tells me, Sagittarius, that some of you are worried. So I think that maybe some of your kids are with your ex, and so maybe you could have a little more sexy time, or maybe if you're single, you're kind of like, this is the time to date. This is the time, I have where my kids are with my ex. Not that you don't miss them, but this is your time, and I feel like you're almost nervous about it. Like, you're sad about your kids, so you're feeling kind of depressed and not wanting to go out, but it's like, you need to, because you also fear the opposite of, you don't want to be enclosed and not enjoying your time and not meeting somebody. So I feel like some of you are really twisted inside, and maybe your kids are going to be gone for a while. Like maybe they took a month trip or something, and you're feeling kind of depressed, but at the same time you're kind of appearing, very sensual to somebody you're interested in. And I feel like if you're single, you may have met one or two people. If you haven't, you're going to meet them very soon. And you're putting on this kind of front, but you're kind of feeling this inside. But nothing bad. I mean, it can be severe depression. It could very well mean that some of you have some severe depression issues, and maybe you need to work on those before you can do anything else. And maybe this motherly, if you don't have kids, or you don't have pets you consider kids, maybe this is nurturing yourself. That you need to take care of you first, and that's what you're doing coming into the month. So for singles, there's a few different options. Either you're nurturing yourself because you're feeling like this, or you're nurturing your kids because you have them more, or they're out with somebody else and are going to be gone, and you're feeling kind of depressed about it. But as far as being single, I feel like your fear is more here in the fact that some of you even feel guilty, like, oh, I shouldn't be dating, I shouldn't be going out, I have all this time with my kids, or I don't have my kids, but I should focus every minute on them. And don't. I mean, you have to allow yourself time to yourself, and allow yourself to have a good time. So this is kind of very mixed, very dual ID of you, Sagittarius, because you're feeling gut-wrenched about something, and yet appearing as though you can kind of conquer the world. I mean, the Empress is pretty strong. So anybody looking to reconcile, you're definitely feeling some sort of depression, fear that it's not going to work out, fear that you're never going to see them again. Again, depression, but you're putting on this happy side. So for anybody looking to reconcile, there's doubt there. You have major doubt there. So I'm not sure if your partner's giving you doubt. We'll see as the cards go on, but very interesting because these are kind of opposite. This is one with nature, and this is inverting inside yourself. But again, this is internal, so you're battling this in your head, but you're doing this. So maybe you need to get out in nature and enjoy, and you'll feel better. Okay, the next card you have is your past card, and this is in the distant past. So over the past few years, sometimes 10 years. The reason I bring this up, and I'm only going to say it one more time in this read to make it clear, the reason I bring it up, I can't speak for other readers, but I'm sure it's very similar. So I always delve into the past one time or distant past one time in the read, because a lot of times ways you're feeling or things you're doing or things you're thinking about or situations are reflective of the past, and you need a reminder that, hey, that's not a good situation, I don't want to be back there again, so I need to change something. Sometimes it's a good card and it reminds you of, oh, this is the feeling I had once before when I really enjoyed that relationship. So it kind of deals with each month something that may be flashing back or coming back, or something that you may be, realizing. And it's very interesting that you have the Three of Swords and you're feeling like this, because this is despair, this is pain, this is complete heartbreak. So this means at one point you had the utmost gut-wrenching, heart hurt in a relationship or end thereof. And so I feel like for some of you, for reconciliation and for singles, I usually read this one together because, look, we've all had bad relationships. And when I pull this card, it's bad. It's somebody that you thought you were going to be with forever and you were literally crushed. Maybe it took you months to get over them. Maybe you had severe depression because of that, and maybe you're starting to feel that because maybe you're feeling like you're never going to find that love. Yes, it didn't end well, but maybe you're feeling like, I'll never find this again. You know, I can go out in nature, I can have fun, I can spend time with my kids. None of that is going to be hindered by this. But my love life, I'm feeling like, is it ever going to happen for me? Am I ever going to find the one that I deserve to be with? I had it once. It didn't work out. But now I've seen what I want. I know how good of a partner I can be. I don't want that past creeping back in. I don't want to feel those feelings again. I want to feel amazing and meet somebody amazing. And that's exactly what the Three of Swords is telling me, that for some of you, you're remembering this past and you're, you know, hurting about it. And, you know, again, you're putting on a brave face. And, you know, with your kids, you're able to do that. Or with your friends, you're able to do that. But it doesn't mean that you don't always long for something or have some sort of despair because you feel lonely and you haven't found what you want in a long time. And for some of you, it's been a long time. You've taken time off and now you're ready, and it doesn't seem to be coming as quick as you want. The next card you have is your recent past, over the past few weeks, past month or two, and you have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is about, it's actually a good card because this is about curiosity. This is about a spark. This is about confidence. So for any of you that I said may have met somebody or you're going to meet somebody, this card reflects that, because this card says, all right, I've maybe put my feelers out there and I have a spark with somebody or maybe a few people. And you're curious about what you're going to find. And you're feeling confident. You are feeling this. And you know that you have to put on that brave face. And you have to be okay with just you. With this, you know, one person being you. You have to be okay with that person in order to go out in the universe and find somebody else who's going to be okay with you as well. And you're feeling strong. And again, I think if you're single, if you haven't met them, you will. And it will be a spark. There will be chemistry there. There will be some sort of connection. It may be not like, boom, this heart gut-wrenching that's going to remind you of your past love that just was, you know, heart-to-heart connection, twin flame feeling. But it's definitely going to be something that you're going to be like, very interesting. This person has drawn my attention, piqued my interest, and you have theirs as well. And I think what you're doing right now, too, is it feels like you're just kind of cutting through the bullshit and you're being really honest and open and putting yourself out there, kind of vulnerable, and it's paying off because other people are tired of the crap and the crud. Whether you're doing it online, whether you're doing it in meetup groups, whatever your channel is that you know, tend to meet people or want to meet people, that's, you know, that's you, just being you, saying, I am who I am. I don't need your approval. I don't want your approval. Take it or leave it. And not in a jerky, overconfident, conceited way, but in a confident way of, I know what I want and I know what I deserve. If you're looking to reconcile, this almost makes me feel like either two things. One, your ex has contacted you or you them, and there has been some sort of revitalization. Albeit small, I don't think it's like running into their arms or they're, you know, sending you love letters. But I definitely feel like there was kind of a zing. There was a contact and you both felt it. You both kind of wanted to maybe talk about it. Or you have no interest in your ex and they're contacting you. Or your ex has shown that they're not interested and you are now feeling confident and curious about going forward and dating. So right now, with this read, this is kind of telling me that you could be going two ways, which I know doesn't help much yet because it's still kind of 50-50, but I mean, there's so many people, so many different scenarios, right? That I don't know. I don't know. You know, we're never gonna, we pull the cards, we talk to the spirits, we, you know, put out into the universe that we want answers, but this is for hundreds of thousands of people. And so for some of you, it may be like, yes, that's me. That's exactly me. And for some of you, you're going, well, you know. So again, check your sun, moon, and rising. But to be completely honest with you, I feel like there was like a zing and you got in contact with your ex, or they got in contact with you, and it lit a match, and hopefully it was a good one. Okay, the next card you have is going to be your distant future. So over the next few months through, you know, the end of the year. And you have the High Priestess, which is Major Arcana. And the High Priestess is good. This is about dreaming. This is about spirituality. This is about getting in touch with your inner self, your inner beauty, and letting that shine through. So I think, as I said before, you've been working on yourself. And some of you have taken a lot of time off. And now you're feeling sexy and creative and sensuous. And, you know, you're, again, for some of you, I just keep harping on this maternal, because some of you really are mothers and fathers and are single. And that's your main priority right now, which it should be. But at the same time, you know you deserve and want love. And the High Priestess says that you're going to feel some sort of almost like higher guidance, like something's just going to click, and you're going to feel dreamy, and you're going to feel good, and you're going to portray what you want out into the universe and see what you get back. And I think that for a lot of you, this person who sparks your curiosity may bring out the best in you, because I think some of you may even dream about this person subconsciously, or, you know, while you're sleeping, you may start having dreams about this person, or you may start having dreams about people in general. You really need to start paying attention to your surroundings, to colors, numbers, things that pop up a lot for you, songs that maybe remind you of something, dreams, any flashes that come in, because this is something divine, something above you. This is the universe telling you, kind of leading you in your direction. And I feel like they're going to be giving you a lot of signs the next few weeks into the next few months, as far as you're going to be feeling like you'll know whether you're on the right path or not. And I kind of feel like you're going to be asking a lot of questions, because this person's really going to catch your interest. Whoever this is who's sparking your interest now has the past few weeks, or is going to pretty quick. You're going to be led in a way that I feel like you're really going to enjoy. But I feel like you're just saying, you know what, God or goddesses or whatever you believe in, I'm leaving this up to you, and you're going to get guided in the right direction. Anybody who's looking to reconcile, it's almost identical. I feel like you're going to have to stop, not push it, and you're going to have to let go, not of your partner, but let go of trying to be in control of the situation, because right now the High Priestess says the next few months, you're not in control. Somebody else is in the driver's seat. It's not you. It's not your ex. You just got to listen and pay attention. And for you, the signs will be there too. And some of those signs are going to remind you of either why you want to be with this person, or why maybe you're better off without this person. The next card you have is your immediate future. So over the next few weeks and into the next month, and you have the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is a very bold leader, you know, inspiring, very ethical person. And so if you're single, this is how this person, or these few people that are interested in you, this is how they see you. They see you as taking on the earth. Taking on, you know, the world basically on your shoulders, and being able to carry it very daintily, like it's not heavy, there's no burden there. And they see you as this sensual, motherly, you know, fatherly person, but they also see your capabilities of taking on a lot and handling with dignity and being confident about it, but being, you know, ethically and morally good to other people. It's like they all of a sudden put this crown on you, or this pedestal, and they're in awe over you, and they just can't get enough of you. And that, I think, is what's going to propel you into feeling this holiness dreamy. Again, pay attention to the signs. But the King of Wands is very inspirational and bold. So you're going to be taking chances, I think, that you haven't taken in a long time. If you're single, I think that, you know, you've been yearning for something. You've been letting this still continue in your life. And I think you're going to come to a point where you're going to say no more. Like, you know, I'm going to be bold and beautiful and take this on, and I could do this, and I deserve this. And I think you're going to inspire people. And I think you're going to inspire yourself, because I don't think you have given yourself a lot of credit for a lot lately, whether it's work, whether it's love, whether it's capabilities, whether it's your kids. I just feel like maybe you have not been wearing that elegant crown that you deserve. And I think you're finally going to feel that and be able to wear it very eloquently. Then, for anybody looking to reconcile, sorry, I'm not trying to pass you up. I think this is going to be very interesting for you. This tells me that if you don't take the bull by the horns, hence the picture almost, you're not going to get what you want. So I feel very strongly all of a sudden that you've got to get a grip. You've got to come to grips with what you want, because I feel like you might be teetering, like you know what you want, but you're not sure. And maybe somebody else has sparked your curiosity or your interest. So you either need to make it happen or take off. And I feel like this is telling us right now that if you want to spark anything and you want this dream and you don't want this and you don't want to feel like this, you need to be the leader. You need to be bold. You need to be the one who says, hey, and this may be your ex toying around with you. This may be your ex not giving you a concise, straight answer and you're tired of it. And you're going to walk up to them and say, you know, excuse me, but shit or get off the pot. And you're going to get what you want if it goes well. And I think you'll have to do it nicely and calmly and ethically. But if you want this, I really feel like you're going to have to take life by the horns and make some changes and really go after it. If you're waiting for somebody to come to you, I get a strong feeling in these cards, that is not going to happen if you don't put some effort in. I feel like maybe you'll be inspired by something. Maybe you'll see the person. Maybe you'll find out that they were dating somebody and they broke up with them. Or maybe they'll text you and just say, hey, I wanted to know how you are. And now you're feeling wonderful and they want me back. And, you know, don't get too ahead of yourself. Don't overanalyze it. But, you know, make your move. The next card you have is anything external for the month of July. So this could come the beginning, middle, end, or all throughout the month. You have the 3 of coins. So this is something tangible. Something, you know, external around you that could be affecting your outcome or your love life this month. And this is about satisfaction, accomplishment, teamwork. So let's start with anybody looking to reconcile. This tells me if you do this and you want this, you're going to play teamwork, play nicey for July. Because this says, in order to get what you want, in order to have that dreamy euphoria next few months of that, you know, back in the honeymoon stage, kissy lovey, that you'll get there, but it's going to be compromised. It's definitely going to be a team effort. So even though I said take the bull by the horns here, don't be the only one making any moves. They're responsible for their half too. So don't go and you go 90% and they go 10%. It's not going to make you happy. It's not what you're looking for, and it's not fair. So the 3 of coins, I think, will tell you over the next few weeks, either they're going to put their effort in and you're going to do this together, or they're not. And this it almost feels like, because these cards here and this card here, this is like the last chance. If you guys don't make it happen now, I think you know, and they possibly know, it's just not going to work. For anybody who's single, it's the same thing. But this kind of comes back to this motherly for some reason for me, because this tells me that whoever you meet, or if you've met somebody or a few people, it's going to take teamwork too, because maybe your kids are both out of school, or maybe you're planning a trip with your kids because you've hit it off really quick. And, you know, I know everybody has different rules for when you should introduce kids, whatever. Follow your heart. I mean, there's no guidebook or rule book that tells you exactly what you're supposed to do and how it's going to work out. You could wait a year and it may not have made any difference if you waited that long, or 3 months. But this definitely says you're going to feel accomplished and satisfied in everything you do this month. This is definitely a card. And if you do have kids, I kind of feel like this is a partner entering, and it's kind of like a little three amigos type thing, where maybe you're introducing somebody to your kids that you guys maybe decided this month you're going to commit, and so you are going to introduce each other to your kids. Or maybe they don't have kids but you're going to bring somebody into your life, and now you're kind of, you know, this person's kind of funny and fun to be around, and your kids enjoy them and you enjoy them, and that just all the while pushes you closer to this. The next card you have is going to be your internal factors. So anything throughout July that you're going to feel that may come in and out throughout the month. And you have the Five of Wands, which is about chaos. It's about chaos, but it doesn't have to be a bad chaos. It could just be that you have so much going on. And again, for anybody single, I really feel like you're balancing kids or pets or even family or parents. Maybe you have elderly parents you have to take care of, or siblings you have to take care of, or maybe, again, you're just nurturing yourself. Whatever it is, you're kind of feeling chaotic because you've met somebody or you've met a few people, although I really feel like, Sagittarius, you're meeting one person that is just going to really, it's going to be a spark. If you haven't met them, you will, and it's just going to kind of like, you're not going to feel the need to go looking for other people while you're talking to this person. And it may move rather quick. But this, again, is about priorities. So I think that you're trying to prioritize work, life, kids, love. You know you need that love in there, but you're trying to figure out how you're going to fit it in. And again, this is internal. So this doesn't mean work's all of a sudden going to hell in a handbasket, or that, you know, anything major necessarily is happening. It's just you're going to feel a little overwhelmed, which is okay. Because this person that's coming in, or even, you know, friends and family around you, may be helping a little bit. Because again, you're going to have teamwork in the chaos. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, I think that you're going to feel chaotic because things aren't going to be just roses. I think, again, you're going to take a step, then they'll take a step. You're going to take a step, they're going to take a step. And you might feel like you're competing almost. And I really don't want to say this, but like, try not to get into games, because if they're like, well, yeah, I want to see you, but I want to take it slow and I don't want to commit right away, don't go out and start dating somebody, because this card is also about competition. So this tells me some of you may be like kind of hurt, like, oh, he or she doesn't want me back right this minute, doesn't want to jump into a relationship, and they're like, let's take it slow. Don't go off and start dating somebody, because that's not going to get their attention. That's just going to end any possibility of what's going on. They're going to make you a priority, and you will too, but you have to take it slow. Sometimes you can't jump back in, especially depending on the circumstances. You can't just jump back in, but don't let the chaos get to you. Go with the flow. Be patient. You know, let it come as it does. Like I said, the next 2 months, you're going to have to really let somebody else take the driver's seat in the universe, whoever you believe in, whatever, if you believe in spirit guides, etc. Let them take over. Don't force this, or you're not going to get what you want if reconciling is something you want. The next two cards you have are your hopes and fears for the end of the month, and you have the King of Swords, and your outcome for the month, and you have the King of Coins, and you have some kings. Didn't you have another king? Yeah, you have the king. You have a lot of you know, authority figures here. So the King of Swords is intellect, fairness, truth. So if you're single, your hopes and fear, well, your hopes, I don't really see it as a fearful card, is that you're really seeing this person clearly, that you're really, and that, like, if you do introduce them to your kids, or if that's your plan in the future, or, you know, you invite them to your home and introduce them to your pets, or whatever is important to you, if you are including them into it, you're feeling like, okay, you know, I'm showing you me, and I'm being fair, and I'm like open book, letting you into my world. So you're hoping that it's returned tenfold. You're hoping that what you're putting out, you're getting back, and that they're being truthful and honest with you. And I don't see why they wouldn't be. And judging by this, it's not going to be an issue. But, you know, your hopes are that they do return the same amount of effort you put into meeting them, getting to know them, moving forward as you do. And again, you're just kind of like, what you see is what you get. Now, show me who you are, and, you know, don't BS me. Which is good. There's no negative here. You just want to know everything. And you want to know that what you're seeing is what you get as well. For anybody looking to reconcile, the King of Swords is about, it mainly talks to me about truth and fairness. So I really feel like you're going to have a chance to communicate with them. You're going to have this spark. You're going to have to be bold. You might have to kind of lead them a little bit. Maybe you're dealing with like a Virgo or somebody who isn't very good at the emotional, mushy-gushy stuff, and you're going to kind of have to lead them into it. But I think with the King, you're going, I just want this to be fair. Again, like I said, don't go 90% and let them come 10. Do it 50-50. And I think your hopes for the month are that that's what they're going to do, that they're going to be fair about it, and you're not going to feel like, I feel like a lot of you have in the past felt like you put a lot of effort into this and they didn't put as much effort into it as you did. And you're hoping that this, you know, past doesn't repeat itself. The King of Coins being your outcome is very good. This is about stability. This is about being confident. It's also about business and wealth. So work maybe taking a turn for better. Maybe somebody gets a promotion. If you're looking to reconcile, this tells me that things will stabilize throughout the month. This chaos that you're feeling may stabilize. I really feel positive that if you want to reconcile, you can. But again, I think if you guys don't and you don't get your acts together, both of you, not just Sagittarius, but whoever you're dating, I really feel like this is kind of like your last chance. Like you've got to, you know, you've got to put it all on the table nicely. And I think that, you know, it will work out. I think that this will be kind of like coming together and feeling accomplished, feeling satisfied at the end of the day, feeling like you're going to be sweet and sassy, but don't burn me because you don't have these thorns. So I think the one thing that you've learned being separated or split up or broken up, even if it's been months, you've learned that you have to take care of you. And you've learned that they have to put in as much effort as you. And maybe they're going to show you that they have. So you won't need those thorns. For anybody who is single, this is very good because this tells me it's stability, stability, stability. So I think whatever you're doing this month, if you're introducing kids or even if you're just, you know, deciding that you're going to, even if it's just like a commitment of not dating anybody else, the King is good. It's feeling confident, being confident in a relationship, feeling like your partner is confident in the relationship. Or again, I think like you're not going to jump into marriage. I mean, I did talk about meeting each other's kids, etc. But that coming to the forefront or something that you talk about, it doesn't necessarily mean it'll happen, although for some it might. But I don't feel like you're rushing into anything, but it's almost going to come pretty quick without, I mean, you're not going to have to force it or rush in anything. It's kind of going to rush itself, and then it's going to bloom and it's going to be beautiful. Sorry, my video cut out like a minute and a half ago for some reason, and then restarted immediately, so I was able to pick back up. So hopefully if you see the glitch, you're not like, what the heck just happened? But anyways, I think Sagittarius, great outcome for singles, especially if you're looking to reconcile. Like I said, you know, make sure you're not being taken advantage of. I think for a lot of you it's going to work out, but just make sure to take care of you too. The ending is going to be great. You know, I think stability for both singles and anybody looking to reconcile. What more could you ask for, right? I mean, I don't know about you, but having that and feeling like you've got your ducks in a row feels pretty awesome. So anyways, can't wait to see you in August. Take care, Sagittarius.